Today I'm simulating to the very end of Dynasty in College Football 26. And along the way, I'm going to keep track of every single team's national championships, Heisman winners, and any records that are broken. And we may have to simulate 1,000 years into the future, but regardless, we are going to get to the end of Dynasty and see what it looks like. And we're going to sign as a brand new coach on LSU, my favorite team, to see how many championships he can win. So everyone give a warm welcome to the new LSU head coach, END of Dynasty. And we're just going to jump straight into it, simulating all the way in the national championship and see who's in it. Ooh, our first year LSU went 7-6, which is not good for me. Because, boys, I'm going to need my team, LSU, to win at least 5 national championships during this entire simulation. If they do, I'm going to be giving away a copy of College Football 26 to a lucky subscriber in the comment section down below. So to enter the giveaway, hit the like button, subscribe, notifications on, and comment down below your console. As well as who you think is going to lead in national championships by the end of this video. College playoff bracket, we've got Ohio State versus 15-0 Duke. They might be the first team to go undefeated in the new college football playoff format. And we even had Indiana, we had Boston College in here, we had Tulane, and we had Texas A&M. This was a very interesting first year. As for the Heisman winner, Jeremiah Smith was the Heisman winner this season. Huge for him. And yeah, LSU just looked absolutely horrendous. We did beat FCS Southeast 68-10 though, so I would consider that our first national championship win. Julian Sayin had the greatest college football season ever, passing for 5,800 yards and 52 touchdowns. All right. And Joey Aguilar from Tennessee passed for 40 touchdowns and 5,000 yards. Oh my gosh, everyone went off this year. As for rushing, Terrian Stewart from Virginia Tech rushed for 1,600 yards, 21 touchdowns. And yeah, Jeremiah Smith had the greatest college football season of all time with 2,065 yards, 161 receptions, and 24 touchdowns. Mother of God. But once again, LSU did really poorly, and now LSU is behind in the national championship race. And Duke wins season 1, going 16-0, the first team in the new college football playoff format to do that. That's crazy. And going into our next season, we're a 94 overall. We're first in the SEC somehow, but we'll see if we can make the national championship, man. We're just going to simulate and pray. That's all we can do. And even as a 94 overall, we still did bad. We went 5-7, brother. At this point, I'm giving up all hope in LSU. I think we are destined to never make another national championship again. As for the national championship, we have a new team as Georgia and Nebraska are facing off in it, and Ohio State got knocked out in the quarterfinal by Nebraska. So we're going to have a new team added to the tally this season. And number 3, Georgia beats Nebraska to secure themselves a 15-1 record and a national championship, and they're on the board now. And my coach literally got fired. We're on SMU now, so things are not going great for Dean Damadik. And our Heisman winner for the 2026 season was Kenny Minchie from Tennessee. Is that a real dude, or is that just a generated recruit? I don't know at this point. And simulating our 3rd season as the SMU head coach now, dude. One more bad season, I'm gonna be coaching PE in freaking Montana. I might be the worst coach in the history of football, man. I'm about to have to switch out that hat for a McDonald's one, dude. Meanwhile, Georgia's in another national championship. They might take the lead here from Duke. No interesting teams yet in this playoff bracket, though. It's pretty much all of the same guys. Our Heisman winner this season was Kenny Minchie, going back-to-back. He might become the GOAT college football player at this rate. And some dude named Landon Roldan, a wide receiver from Georgia, was number 5. I've never heard of him in my life. We had another unbelievable season. This one from Willie Dobbs. He led the nation in passing with 5,500 yards and 53 touchdowns. That's probably the best season we've seen so far. But Kenny Minchie, 5,200 yards, 46 touchdowns. He might be the GOAT. Yeah, dude, he has 100 passing touchdowns in 2 seasons and over 10,000 passing yards. Not even to mention he has another 20 touchdowns on the ground. This guy is literally the greatest football player alive. I'll be watching his career with much interest. As for rushing, Run Ricky Run got the rushing title this season at OU. 1,601 yards, 19 touchdowns. And then Landon Roldan at 2,028 yards and 19 touchdowns. That's ridiculous. Meanwhile, I'm over here about to have to coach college football in Canada, and Clemson ends up winning their first national championship of this video, going 15-1 and beating Georgia, who almost went back-to-back. So we have 3 different teams who have won so far. That's crazy. A whole new season at SMU. Let's make this one a good one, or I'm losing my job. And bro, we went 3-9. I'm about to be reading menus to people at Applebee's. We do have a national championship of Tennessee and Penn State, though. Our boy, the GOAT QB, might win in his final year. That would be crazy. As for a Heisman winner, Anthony Warner was our Heisman winner. A QB from Wisconsin. Mario Mazza, a wide receiver from Tennessee, was number 2. And then we had Bryce Underwood for Pitt as number 3. That's crazy. And then we had 2 Ohio State guys as 4 and 5. That's ridiculous. Anthony Werner put up another 5,500 yards, 48 touchdowns. Willie Dobbs had 5,400 yards, 56 touchdowns. And Penn State's name gets gets added to the national champions for our simulation. Still no repeat winners, which is crazy. And speaking of repeating, I repeated as getting fired because I'm now the head coach of UNLV. We're one step away from coaching high school football. Oh man, my next team is gonna hate me. It looks like in our next season, UCLA beat Miami. Another new winner. Very interesting. As for UNLV, we went 10-3, baby. We're back on top of the world. Our QB had 3,800 yards, 30 touchdowns, 9 picks. That's like better than all of our seasons combined so far. As for across the league, Willie Dobbs once again had a great season. 5,800 yards, 51 touchdowns. Silas Johns had 40 touchdowns. And Keenan Sahara, I guess you can't call him cold because he's the Sahara Desert. Get it? I thought that was funny. George, don't know how to pronounce his last name, had 1,700 yards, 12 touchdowns to lead the nation in rushing. Receiving wise, we had another 2,000 freaking yard season. Unbelievable. Jojo Dwumfor, 2,000 yards, 15 touchdowns. So 5 years into our simulation, Duke, Georgia, Clemson, Penn State, and UCLA all have one national championship apiece. But who is going to repeat first is the real question. And it's a good question because once the first repeat season happens, I'm going to change things up drastically for this simulation. And we're simming season 6 as head coach of UNLV, baby. Let's go. And we went 6-7. I'm so getting fired. As for the bracket, UCLA could be our first team to win 2 national championships, which again, I'm changing up a lot. I'm making things very interesting once the first repeat championship happens. So that could get crazy. Miami University was also in the bracket, which is pretty sick. And Tennessee, after the GOAT QB has gone to the NFL, is in the Natty once again. So this could be interesting. And we have our first 6,000 yard passer, DeAndre Knight. It looks like Tennessee just has the greatest QBs of all time in this simulation. 55 touchdowns for him as well. Rushing, we had almost a 2,000 yard rusher with Kevin Alden going for 1,952 yards, 14 touchdowns. And George, whatever his last name is, once again, had a great season. And as for receiving, we had an 1,800 yard receiver with 13 touchdowns in Gerald Root. I guess he runs good routes. I'll see myself out. I'm going to delete my channel now. Don't judge me. And UCLA fails to go back-to-back as they lose to Tennessee 58-32. Another new champion in the simulation. I'm going to guess by the year 2040, we finally have a repeat champion, but I don't know. The 2031 season is being simulated. I have no clue how long this is going to go on for. Maybe we have to simulate 100 years. I genuinely don't know. I could be in the seat for hours. And if my head coach keeps failing, he's going to be sitting right here next to me and starting his own YouTube career. And we went 4-8. Dude, I'm so cooked. As for the 2031 season, Texas now joins our teams of first-time college football championship winners. And when I say that, I don't mean first time ever, just first time for this video because we're only tracking it for this video. As for Heisman, we have another Tennessee Heisman winner, which is crazy because they've won 5 of the 7 Heismans that we have simulated throughout the season. That is crazy. And we had another 6,000 yard passer being DeAndre Knight once again with 56 touchdowns. Now he might be the GOAT. He's a 99 overall, not shocking. In his past 2 seasons, he has 113 passing touchdowns. This year, he had 0 picks, and he has 13,000 passing yards. And that doesn't even take into account his 1,200 rushing yards over that time, along with 18 rushing touchdowns. This guy would go #1 overall in literally any draft. Another failure of a season for me as a head coach. We went 3-9. And we have a chance for another repeat where Texas is playing Clemson. If Texas wins here, they will repeat as champions, and we will have our first repeat in this video. And a Buffalo wide receiver won Heisman. That is insane. And once again, another Tennessee QB is up there in the Heisman ranks. So they have another 98 overall QB. What's new? I mean, this dude threw for 5,500 yards and 50 touchdowns. Just another Tennessee legend QB. And the Buffalo receiver had 2,068 yards and 18 touchdowns. We have had so many 2,000 yard seasons. I don't think there's been a single one in college football history at the wide receiver position. As for the overall records for careers so far, Willie Dobbs is the all-time leading passer in college football history for Ohio State. He also threw for 212 touchdowns as well. But the Tennessee QBs have dominated this video so far on a per season basis because DeAndre Knight had 6,500 yards in the year 2030. Mario Mazza is the all-time leading receiver for college football history for the 2028 season with 2,275 yards, 178 receptions. And Iosefa Mayo from Arizona State had 28 touchdowns in the 2030 season. Oh my goodness. As for single game, we haven't seen any records broken so far, which is crazy. But let's see if we had the first national championship repeat winner. It certainly won't be me. And Texas is officially our first back-to-back national championship winner for this video, which means things are about to change big time. As we've seen a lot of offense so far, so let's see how good defenses can be. We're going to turn down the CPU sliders on offense all the way to 0 and see what the scores look like for this next couple of seasons. And brother, we went 0-12 this season. I'm absolutely about to be flipping burger patties soon. Ooh, we have an Ohio State Oklahoma national championship. We haven't seen Ohio State in the Natty in a few years. The Heisman winner was a QB, Roy Mitchell from Wisconsin. Interesting. And yeah, me turning down the offensive sliders didn't change anything. We still had a 6,400 yard passer this year. We had a running back get 26 touchdowns and another one get 33. An Ohio State receiver had 2,100 yards and 24 touchdowns. I think this is our first time we've had two 2,000 yard receivers in the same season, where Denzel Aviles had 2,013 yards and 12 more touchdowns. Was there any good defensive players though? We had one player get 21 sacks, and Sylvester Townsend from USC had 8 picks, and Tashawn Lawrence from Wisconsin had 8 picks as well. But let's see if Ohio State can win their first national championship with the simulation. And they do. They beat Oklahoma 48-45. That is a close one. And in our 10th season in the year 2034, let's see who wins the Natty. We went 0-12 again. Clemson wins themselves another national championship though, and we have our first Heisman winner from Georgia. But our national championship tally is now up to Duke, Georgia, Penn State, UCLA, Tennessee, and Ohio State all have 1 natty, and then Clemson and Texas are leading at 2 national championships apiece. But now we're going to simulate the next 10 seasons and see if any new records have been broken. And after simming the next 10 seasons, the landscape of our national championship board has changed drastically. Because in 2035, Georgia won their 2nd championship. In 2036 and 2037, North Carolina went back-to-back. In 2038, Oklahoma won a national championship. In 2039, Tennessee won their 2nd. In 2040, Texas won their 3rd. In 2041, Georgia won their 3rd. And in the next 2 years, we had another back-to-back championship winner, with Oregon winning twice in a row. And in our 20th season, North Carolina won it once again, putting them tied for the lead with Texas and Georgia for 3 national championships so far. And over this time, Tennessee won 4 more Heisman trophies. As for career stats of players still playing right now, Glenn Brutus is by far the leader for passing yards and passing touchdowns with nearly 20,000 passing yards and 168 touchdowns. The rushing leader right now is Kenya Contrell, who has 52 rushing touchdowns and 2,465 yards rushing. And the receiving leader is Kenya Contrell's cousin, Spencer Contrell, with 3,509 receiving yards and 35 touchdowns. Emmanuel Speed has 25 career sacks, and Jamario Weems from UCF has 19 career picks. As for the records for career stats, Willie Dobbs is still #1 for passing. Maka Tafua is the new leader for receiving yards and receptions in a career. And we've recently had a nearly 7,000 yard passing season from Baraka Toomer from Tennessee. And we have the new best receiving season of all time, with Venzel Tangelo from Tennessee getting 2,579 yards and 214 receptions, as well as a new single season sack leader, with Marco Fox getting 26 in the 2039 season. And our coach has won a couple of awards, but really not much, as his biggest accomplishment is our punter getting the Ray Guy Award for best punter in the nation in the year 2035. And he still hasn't been forced to retire yet, so I guess that's a W. But let's go ahead and simulate to the next season. In our 21st season, USC wins the national championship, going 16-0, making them one of only like 4 teams to do that so far. And they also have the Heisman winner, with Dylan Alabi winning it for the year 2045. And shockingly enough, this is USC's first championship win in this series so far. And we once again went 3-9 as a coach. I don't know how I have my job still. But hey, Georgia and Oklahoma are in the national championship. Let's see who wins. Oklahoma wins another one, and a wide receiver named Jerry Yeast from Georgia wins the Heisman. In 2047, we've got Oregon winning another national championship, their 3rd of this series so far, and Alabama gets their first Heisman winner of this simulation so far, with Connor Wall winning it for the 2047 season. In the following seasons, North Carolina would win another national championship, going 16-0, while Dante Agnew, another Tennessee QB wins the Heisman. In 2049, North Carolina would win another national championship, putting them firmly in the lead so far with 5 natties. And Calvin Alexander, a QB from Tulane, wins the Heisman. And then in the year 2050, 25 years into our simulation, Clemson beats Ohio State in the natty 32-31, with Notre Dame's QB James Yeast winning the 2050 Heisman. But I'm not sure how long Dynasty goes. Last year was 30 years, so if that still remains the case, we have 5 seasons remaining, so let's simulate through each of them. And at the end, see who the GOAT college football team is and who the GOAT college football player is. Well, we went 2-10 once again. Nothing new for END of Dynasty. We've got Clemson and North Carolina in the natty. North Carolina has been dominating the past like 15 years or so. Our Heisman winner is Greg Folsom from OU, who put up 5,100 yards and 54 touchdowns. Good Lord. Let's see if North Carolina can win their 6th national championship, though. And they do, winning 47-37 over Clemson. They are now firmly in the lead. I don't even think there's a chance any other team can catch them at this rate. If there's really only 4 seasons after this, a team is going to have to win 4 in a row to catch North Carolina on their championship lead. And let's not talk about the fact that for the giveaway, I said LSU had to win 3 national championships. They haven't even been to one yet, brother. In the 2052 season, we go 3-9. I think I have less wins combined this whole time in the regular season than North Carolina does in just the national championship. How sickening is that? We finally have Kentucky, though, in the natty against Oklahoma, and no sign of North Carolina in the bracket at all, which is crazy. George Ekajiaba from California won the Heisman at the wide receiver position, so that's pretty cool. And Oklahoma wins the natty by 2 in overtime to secure themselves their 3rd national championship. If they win 3 more in a row, they will tie North Carolina for the most natties in this simulation. Hey, we went 5-7 this season, though. That's an improvement. We've got Notre Dame and Texas matchup in the national championship. And Notre Dame wins their first one of this simulation. And we go 3-9, 10th in our conference. And we've got Tennessee in the national championship again. And Kentucky had a Heisman winner this year with Fabian Redmond, a wide receiver, winning it. And Tennessee wins another natty, bringing them to 3 total. And our Heisman winner this year was Antoine Lamar from Oklahoma State. And it is no longer letting me simulate, so I guess this is our final season, 2054. Glenn Brutus retires as the all-time career passing leader with 24,717 yards for Wisconsin. Donnell Pumphrey is the leading all-time rusher. Maka Tafua from Louisiana Tech retires as the all-time leading receiver. And Al Broski is the all-time interception leader. As for season, Baraka Toomer is still the all-time passing leader in 2039. And our only recent season leader is going to be Jerry Yeast with 2,724 receiving yards in 2046. Oh my goodness. And if Emmanuel Speed gets 28 sacks in the 2045 season. The only records for a season that weren't broken were rushing yards by Barry Sanders in 1988 and Al Worley's 14 picks in 1968. But we finally see 2 single game records broken in 2046 with Rafael Batista throwing for 768 yards, and he broke the single game touchdown record with 12 also in 2046. And END of Dynasty is going to retire with only 12 trophies in 30 years of coaching, and most of these are just Mickey Mouse awards. But here's our leaders for all of the national championship wins throughout this simulation. Multiple teams won 3, but North Carolina wins 6, leading the pack, and Tennessee wins the most Heismans with 10 out of the 30 seasons. Unbelievable. And LSU doesn't even go to a natty, let alone win 3. But if you guys enjoyed this video, this took forever to record, so I would appreciate if you hit the like button if you did enjoy, of course, and subscribe. We're on the road to 40,000 subs, and I am doing a College Football 26 giveaway for us hitting 30,000 subs recently, so thank you guys so much for the support. I couldn't do this without you guys. And if you enjoyed this video, watch this one right here. It's another video YouTube guarantees you will enjoy because the algorithm knows everything about us. It's kind of freaky. I'll see you there in a second. Love you, boys. Tell someone you love them today.